I guess the biggest thing I've learned over the past decade now of writing grants is that it's absolutely vital that you are addressing a real problem. You know, you may think you're addressing a real problem, but in terms of, especially with SBIRs, if your customer doesn't have the same opinion of you, doesn't value your solution as you do, then you're wasting your time. You have to go out there and do your customer discovery, whether it's in academia or in business. You have to make sure that the research that you're doing has true value. And let's say if you're doing an SBIR, go and find 20 customers, present the problem as you see it, and then, or better still, ask them what the problem is for them first of all, and then come up with a solution. But if you have an idea and a solution, go and check with them, go and find 20 people that confirm it, and then once you've done that, go and find another 20, and another 20, until you've got a real good mass of opinion that supports what you're going to do. The way I approach an SBIR application is just as I would write a business plan. First of all, you've got to identify a problem. Then you've got to go to the customer and provide support that that is a real problem. Then you've got to design a solution, take that design for the solution back to the customer, see if they see value in it. Then you've got to make a budget for that solution. Then you have to put in the team in place to do that. You know, what skill sets do you need on the team to test the feasibility in phase 1 or rigorously evaluate the product in phase 2? Then you've got to try and find support from an industry partner, okay? Because if you're starting a company and you're on your own, you've got no brand awareness, nobody knows who you are. If you can find an industry partner that's well respected, that provides a huge amount of weight to your application. And then you've got to write the application in terms of write the research strategy first, then write the specific aims, and then write the abstract. That's the order in which I do it. Once we knew that we were going to go after an ORIP SBIR grant, and using our experiences of failing with our SBIR applications in the previous years, we kind of had, we were able to knock the rough edges off our applications and make them much more polished and much more forward-thinking, because you can't think about a phase 1 grant, which is feasibility, without thinking how that's going to translate into phase 2. You know, what's the bigger picture, and how are you going to prove and evaluate that bigger picture in phase 2. So we were able to present a phase 1 project to ORIP that was highly innovative in terms of its approach to science education, but also had a forward-thinking, a bigger picture attached to it, so that the reviewers can kind of get a glimpse of, you know, what's the bigger impact for this, you know, rather than it just being, we're going to make a little game. So writing an SBIR is very different from writing, let's say, an R01 or an academic grant. And when we started out, we got help from Julie Turner-Collins at Georgia Tech, who is the state resource for SBIR grant applications. She's there to help you change your grant writing style to an SBIR. And when we first sent the first draft to her, it came back covered in red ink. And me and Jim, we'd written grants together for a decade and been quite successful at it. And we go back and we're like, oh, this is different. There's always resources within your state, people who are there to help you and guide you through that. And we also got help from the Georgia Bio Business Center on campus here, the Small Business Development Center here, and the Technology Commercialization Office, who all offered resources in terms of, you know, eyes on pages, giving you feedback, telling you how things should be structured, working with budgets and things like that. When you start thinking about phase 2, if you've waited until you've done phase 1, you're too late. You need to be thinking about phase 2 from the day you start doing phase 1. As soon as you start doing that research and the feasibility, you've got to be looking at phase 2. Because part of phase 2 is a 12-page commercialization plan. And that is an actual business plan that you have to present. And if you don't make a good case for being financially viable and profitable with the product that you're producing, you won't get funded.